Chosen one, stop. Do not scroll. Do not move. Do not let anything distract you from this voice. The heavens have been silent, waiting for the perfect alignment of your spirit in this exact second. This revelation was not meant for yesterday. It was not meant for the version of you that existed last year. It is for you, right now. This message is not for everyone. It is only for those who have survived the fire. It is for those who kept believing when every door was slammed shut. You have passed a test you didn't even know you were taking. The silence has ended. Heaven is speaking in this very moment, and the command is absolute. It is time. Tell them everything. Stay with me, because the truth I am about to reveal will decode the sign you have been begging for. If you feel a fire in your spirit right now, like this video and subscribe to this channel immediately. Claim this message. Make this your declaration that you are ready for what is coming. This is your moment of alignment. Listen closely, because the silence you endured was not an absence. It was a sanctuary. You have spent nights asking why the heavens felt like brass, and why your prayers seemed to echo back from a cold and empty ceiling. You felt abandoned. You felt forgotten. You thought the silence was a sign that you had failed, or that the call on your life had been revoked. But I am here to tell you that the silence was the greatest mercy you have ever received. Heaven was not ignoring you. Heaven was protecting you. There are truths that would have crushed the person you were a year ago. There are revelations that would have set a fire you were not yet equipped to contain. You had to grow. You had to break. You had to heal. You had to reach a point where your spirit could carry the weight of what is being released today. Think about the moments of extreme isolation you faced. Think about the times when the external world went dark and you were left with nothing but the sound of your own heartbeat. That was not a punishment. That was your cognitive reorganization. You were being prepared for a radical shift in consciousness. Your pineal gland was being activated in the shadows. Your nervous system was being refined to process a depth of information that others simply cannot see. Approximately 20% of the population carries this capacity, but only a fraction survives the dark night of the soul to claim it. You are part of that fraction. You are the outlier. You are the one who stayed in the room when everyone else walked out. God was not waiting for your circumstances to change. He was waiting for you to transform. The silence was a filtering mechanism. It was the forge where the ordinary is burned away so the eternal can remain. You had to learn to hear the whisper before you could be trusted with the shout. You had to find your identity in the vacuum so that when the stage is finally set, you will not be moved by the applause or the stones. This moment was scheduled in the celestial blueprint before you drew your first breath. It is not an accident that you are hearing these words now. You have reached the required level of spiritual awareness. You have attained the necessary emotional strength. The alignment is complete. Before we go deeper into the secret encoded in your very body, I want you to take a second to honor this alignment. Like this video right now to seal this connection. Leave a comment telling me which city you are watching from, because your location is a coordinate in this global activation. Your presence there is intentional, and your voice needs to be heard in this moment. Now you must understand that the silence has ended because you are finally ready to handle the power. The truth you are about to hear carries a weight that would break a child, but you are no longer a child. You have been tempered by the fire. You have been sculpted by the stillness. Power requires maturity, and your maturity has been proven in the dark. Listen carefully to what comes next, because the revelation is no longer a promise. It is a demand. Your wait is over. The secret is ready to be told. Think about Joseph. Long before he was a ruler, he was a boy with a dream. He saw the stars bowing to him. He saw the sheaves of wheat bending in his honor, but the revelation of his true power did not come while he sat comfortably at his father's table. It did not come while he wore the coat that made him feel superior to his brothers. The revelation required a journey through the dark. It required the betrayal of his own blood. It required the cold, damp walls of a prison and years of absolute, crushing silence. You might ask why a loving heaven would allow such a descent. The answer is simple, and it is absolute. Joseph the dreamer had to die so Joseph the leader could be born. He had to be broken to be built. He had to be emptied so he could be filled with the wisdom of a nation. The same is true for you, chosen one. Before you continue, I want you to look at the clock on your screen. Leave a comment right now telling me the exact time you are watching this message, like this video, as a physical act of alignment. Your engagement is not a digital metric. It is a declaration of your presence in this divine appointment. You have gone through battles you did not ask for. You have endured losses you did not deserve. You have faced storms you did not see coming. There were nights in your life where you cried until you tasted your own tears, and you wondered if the heavens had turned to stone. Every closed door, every betrayal, every delay, every lonely night, every heartbreak, every disappointment was a tool in the hands of the great sculptor. You thought you were being punished, but you were being prepared. You thought you were being rejected, but you were being refined. The enemy did not attack you because you were weak. He attacked you because he saw your destiny long before you did. He recognized the light in you while you were still trying to find your way in the dark. But his attacks only served to temper your spirit. God was not waiting for your situation to change. He was waiting for you to transform. And look at you now. You are transformed. You are strengthened. You are awakened. The old version of you could not have carried the weight of what I'm about to tell you. But that person is gone. You have passed the test of the furnace. Only now can you receive the truth without breaking under the weight of it. The secret is no longer hidden because you are finally standing in the light of your own maturity. You are ready. Here it is. I told you that the silence of heaven was not an absence, but a sanctuary. And now you are about to understand the gravity of that truth. Pay close attention to the rhythm of my voice right now. Something inside your spirit is going to vibrate as I speak, because your soul has been waiting for this exact confirmation for lifetimes. You might feel a sudden heat in your chest or a strange clarity in your mind, because your higher self already recognizes what your human mind is only beginning to grasp. You have spent years looking at your life through the lens of a victim. You looked at the ruins of your plans and saw failure. You looked at the people who walked away and saw rejection. You looked at the nights you spent in absolute isolation and saw abandonment. But the heavens are stripping those scales from your eyes in this very second. The truth you must accept is that you were never struggling to survive. You were being sculpted for your calling. You were not being buried by the weight of your circumstances. You were being planted in the fertile ground of a destiny that requires deep roots. You were not being broken by the world. You were being built by the stars. Every single moment of your pain has a hidden name, and that name is training. You have been an initiate in a celestial academy that does not accept the common or the comfortable. You were selected because your spirit possesses a density and a resilience that the 80% could never endure. You were chosen because you are the one who can carry the fire without being consumed by it. Think of every closed door that made you feel inadequate. Think of every betrayal that left you wondering if you were ever truly worthy of loyalty. Think of every delay that made you feel like time was slipping through your fingers like cold sand. Think of every lonely night where you cried until you tasted your own tears, and the only sound in the room was the heavy and hollow beating of your own heart. Think of every heartbreak that felt like the end of your world. Think of every disappointment that made you want to scream at the empty sky. None of this was random. None of this was wasted. None of this was accidental. It was the curriculum of the forge, Every closed door was a divine shield preventing you from walking into a trap that would have destroyed your future. Every betrayal was a surgical removal of the dead weight that was never meant to follow you into the light. Every delay was a strategic alignment, allowing the universe to catch up to the magnitude of the power you are about to release. Every lonely night was a period of cognitive reorganization where your brain was being rewired to perceive the hidden structures of the noosphere. You were in the furnace because you are the gold. You were in the dark because you are the light that is destined to pierce it. You were being prepared to stand in places where others would tremble. You were being refined to speak truths that the world is finally ready to hear. God was not ignoring your cries. He was listening to the sound of your spirit becoming unbreakable. He was watching the transformation of a seeker into a find. He was preparing a stage that is now fully set for your arrival. You are not ordinary, and you never were. You are a leader. You are a warrior. You are a light bearer. You are a world shifter. You are the architect of a reality that others cannot even imagine. You were chosen because you possess the biological and spiritual architecture to act as a terrestrial anchor for celestial intent. Your pineal gland has been activated through the very pressure that you thought would crush you. Your nervous system has been fine-tuned by the isolation you endured. You are the outlier who processes the depth of information that the world misses. You are the bridge between the seen and the unseen. The enemy did not attack you because you were weak. He did not come for you because you were an easy target. He attacked you because he saw your destiny long before you had the courage to name it yourself. He recognized the threat of your existence while you were still trying to fit into a world that was never made for you. But every attack only served to temper your steel. Every shadow only made your light more distinct. Every weapon formed against you became the very tool that carved your path forward into this moment. Before I reveal the next layer of your activation, I need you to seal this revelation in your spirit. This is a moment of sacred commitment, and your response is required. Subscribe to this channel right now to declare that you are no longer hiding in the shadows of your past. Your subscription is not a metric. It is your signature on the new contract of your life. It is the act of claiming your seat at the table of the chosen ones. Do not let this moment of alignment pass you by without making your mark. Your spiritual promotion has been activated. The silence has been broken because the training is finally complete. You have moved from the dark night of the soul into the morning of your true authority. You are no longer asking for a sign because you have become the sign itself. The old version of you has been fully consumed by the fire, and what remains is eternal. You are ready to walk into the calling that has been waiting for you since before the foundations of the world. Everything that was hidden is being revealed. Everything that was delayed is being released. Everything that was blocked is being removed. But there is a secret encoded in your physical body that we have not yet touched. Listen carefully, because what comes next is the final key to your power. Your next season has already begun. Can you feel the sudden shift in the atmosphere surrounding your life? You have been waiting for a door to open, but I am here to tell you that the hinges have already moved. Heaven is not just preparing you for a future event. Heaven is speaking to you right now because the transition is happening in this very second. You must listen with more than your ears. You must listen with the ancient part of your spirit that has survived the dark night of the soul. The pressure you feel right now is not a sign of your destruction. It is the signature of your advancement. For the last few weeks, you have felt a weight that seemed almost unbearable. You have felt a level of spiritual warfare that made you question if you had somehow stepped out of alignment. You felt the enemy attacking your mind, your peace, and your physical strength. You thought you were being pushed back. You thought the darkness was finally winning. But you must understand the mechanics of the spirit realm. The enemy does not waste his greatest weapons on those who are stationary. He does not increase the frequency of his attacks on those who pose no threat. He increased the pressure because he felt the ground shaking beneath your feet. He felt the radiation of your destiny becoming too bright to ignore. The intensity of the warfare was the final resistance before the breakthrough. It was the friction created by your spirit as you began to break the sound barrier of your old reality. God has been silent because he was waiting for you to survive the part of the journey where no human hand could help you. He waited until you reached the required level of biological and spiritual maturity. You are part of the 20% who carry the outlier frequency. Your nervous system has been rewired through the very isolation you despised. Your pineal gland is no longer dormant. It is vibrating at a frequency that allows you to tap into the collective intelligence of the noosphere. You are now a terrestrial anchor for celestial intent. You are not just a person having a spiritual experience. You are a biological instrument of divine will. The exhaustion you feel is the last attack before the elevation. The confusion you faced was the smokescreen intended to hide your destination. But the wind of the spirit is blowing that smoke away right now. The pressure was the sign that the season was turning. Think of the moment before a storm breaks. The air becomes heavy. The silence becomes thick. The tension is absolute. That is where you are standing. You are in the gap between the promise and the performance. Everything you have endured has led to this moment of absolute readiness. You are no longer the person who was broken by the betrayal. You are no longer the one who was defined by the loss. You have been tempered. You have been refined. You have been activated. The old season is not just ending. It is being erased. Your new life has begun. Heaven is leaning in closer now. The Father is watching you with a pride that the world can never understand. He saw you when you were crying until you tasted your own tears. He saw you when you chose to believe, even when the evidence of your life told you to quit. And now he is saying that the training is over. The assignment is here. This is your moment of final alignment. I want you to take a physical action right now to seal this transition. Type the code 777 in the comments below. This is your declaration of spiritual completion. This is your sign that you have survived the furnace and you are ready for the throne. When you type those numbers, you are telling the universe that you accept the weight of your calling. You are signaling to the heavens that you are standing in your true authority. If you feel a warmth in your chest or a tingling in your hands right now, do not be afraid. That is your confirmation. That is the physical manifestation of the power being released into your life. You are being promoted in the spirit. You are being recognized in the halls of the eternal. Listen to the command that is being whispered into the ears of the watchmen. Tell them everything, they are ready. Tell them everything, they are ready. The secret is being decoded in your heart as I speak. You are ready for the next level of the revelation. Stay focused, because what I am about to tell you next will change the way you see your physical body forever. The veil is thinning. The light is breaking. Your advancement is non-negotiable. Your victory is a fact of the celestial record. Prepare yourself for the final key. The next chapter is about to unfold and the pages are already turning in the halls of the eternal. Now listen carefully, chosen one, because the truth God wants you to know in this very second is not just about the tears you have shed or the battles you have survived. It is about the landscape of your future, which is being rewritten even as the sound of my voice reaches your spirit. You have spent long enough looking into the rearview mirror of your life, trying to find meaning in the wreckage. But the heavens are commanding you to look forward, because the alignment you have achieved has triggered a sequence of events that cannot be stopped by any earthly force. Every bit of confusion that once clouded your mind is being replaced by a terrifying and beautiful clarity. Every storm that raged in your internal world is being stilled by a peace that does not make sense to the logical mind. Every long and hollow silence you endured is being filled by specific, divine instructions that will guide your hands in the days to come. Every deviation that made you feel like you were wandering in circles is being corrected by an absolute and unshakable alignment with your highest destiny. The revelation of your future is not a suggestion, and it is not a wish. It is a declaration of facts already recorded in the celestial blueprint. You are entering a season where doors will open for you that no man has the power to shut. You will walk into rooms that were previously barred, and the very atmosphere will shift to accommodate your presence. You have spent years being the one who reached out, the one who knocked, and the one who was ignored. But that cycle has reached its absolute end. The people who once looked past you will now seek your presence with a sudden and unexplained urgency. They will see a light in you that they cannot name, but which they desperately need. They will come to you for the wisdom you forged in the dark. They will seek the authority you earned in the silence. You will no longer have to explain your worth or argue for your seat at the table, because your results will speak with a voice of thunder. Opportunities will not just find you, they will chase you down with an intentionality that will leave you breathless. You will find yourself standing in the path of divine coincidences that others will call luck, but you will know them as the scheduled appointments of the chosen. Blessings that you used to grind and sweat for will begin to appear in your life without effort. You are moving from the season of the hustle into the season of the flow. You will watch as resources arrive before you even know you need them. You will see connections manifesting from the noosphere, linking you to individuals who carry the other half of your mission. These divine connections will replace every relationship that drained your spirit and every friendship that required you to stay small. You are being surrounded by giants because you have finally accepted your own stature. Your purpose will become so unmistakably clear that the doubt which once haunted your mornings will vanish like mist in the rising sun. You will wake up with a knowing that vibrates in your very bones. Your spiritual gifts, which have been dormant or suppressed, are being sharpened in this very moment. Your intuition will become a surgical instrument. Your ability to see through the illusions of this world will be absolute. You will perceive the hidden structures of reality, and you will know exactly where to place your efforts for maximum impact. This is the activation of your outlier frequency. This is the moment where your biological nervous system and your spiritual intent become a single unified force of nature. Your peace will be unshakable even when the world around you is in chaos. You will carry a stillness that acts as a shield, protecting your mind from the frequencies of fear that govern the masses. Your favor will become public. It will be a visible radiance that follows you into every transaction, every conversation, and every room you enter. People will help you without knowing why. Situations will resolve in your favor before you even have to speak. This is not a reward for your ego. It is the equipment for your assignment. You are being positioned as a terrestrial anchor for the light, and the universe is providing the gravity to keep you in place. Your next breakthrough will not be a slow and agonizing climb. It will come with a suddenness that will rewrite your entire reality in a matter of days. You have been in the shadows for so long that you forgot the sun was still there. But the shadows are retreating. The transition is not coming. It is here. I want you to take a moment right now to anchor this prophecy in your physical world. This is your moment of active participation. Type the code 77V7 in the comments below as your signature of acceptance. By typing those numbers, you are telling the heavens that you are ready for the sudden shift. You are claiming the doors, the favor, and the clarity as your own. You are declaring that the old season is dead and the new life has begun. Listen to me, chosen one. Do not let the simplicity of these words fool you into thinking they are merely a comfort. This is the briefing you were promised. This is the decoding of the shift you have been feeling in your spirit for weeks. You are not being motivated. You are being informed of your new reality. The gravity of your life has changed. The direction of your wind has shifted. Everything you have lost is being returned to you in a form that is more durable and more powerful than what you left behind. Your wait is over. Your training is complete. The stage is set, and the commander of the heavens has given the order. This is not motivation, this is revelation. Now prepare yourself, for the next step is the one that changes everything forever. Everything that was hidden in the shadows of your confusion is being revealed in the light of this moment. Everything that was delayed by the friction of your old reality is being released into the flow of your destiny. Everything that was blocked by the hands of the resistance is being removed by the breath of the Spirit. The gates are not just unlocking, they are being torn from their hinges. The path is not just clearing, it is being paved with the gold of your perseverance. You are standing at the absolute center of a cosmic intersection where your past pain meets your future power. Heaven is leaning in with a final, thunderous whisper. Tell them everything. They are ready. Tell them everything. They are ready. This is the moment the watchmen have been waiting for. This is the transition that was written in your blueprint before the foundations of the world were laid. You have passed through the fire, and you do not smell like smoke. You have walked through the desert, and you are not thirsty. You have survived the silence, and you are not broken. Listen to the verdict of the Eternal. Your old season of wandering is over. Your old season of begging for crumbs is over. Your old season of hiding your light to make others comfortable is over. Your old season of being the victim of a story you did not write is over. In this very second, a new life has begun. A life of authority. A life of alignment. A life where your presence is the signal and your voice is the command. You are the architect now.
You are the light bearer. You are the one the world has been groaning for. This is your moment of final, irreversible activation. To seal this new life, and to ensure you never miss the next instruction from the heavens, subscribe to this channel right now. Your subscription is your physical signature on the scroll of your new destiny.
It is your declaration to the universe that you are staying in the light, and that you are ready for the continuous flow of revelation. Do not let this peak pass without making your mark. You have crossed the threshold. You are no longer who you were. The version of you that suffered is gone. The version of you that reigns is here. Your old season is over. Your new life has begun. If your spirit is burning right now, if you feel a pull, a warmth, a peace, or a vibration in your chest, that is your confirmation. Do not try to rationalize this sensation with your mind. Do not look for a physical cause for the heat that is currently radiating through your spirit. This is the weight of the eternal settling upon your life. Heaven has waited for this exact second, this precise alignment of your soul, and this message to tell you what you have always known in the deepest chambers of your heart, but never dared to speak aloud. You have felt different since you were a child. You have felt like a stranger in your own skin and a visitor in your own family. You have spent years asking why the path was so difficult and why the silence was so loud. And now, in this moment of somatic truth, you have your answer. The vibration you feel is the sound of the silence finally breaking. It is the confirmation that every single thing you have endured was leading you here. You were never forgotten. You were never rejected. You were never abandoned. You were never truly alone, even when you were crying, until you tasted your own tears in the middle of a hollow night. Every moment that felt like an ending was actually a hidden beginning. Every door that was slammed in your face was a divine shield protecting you from a reality that was too small for your spirit. Every betrayal that left you broken was a surgical removal of the dead weight that would have hindered your flight. You were not being ignored by the heavens. You were being hidden by the heavens. You were being kept in the shadow of the Almighty until your spirit was strong enough to carry the light that is being released today. You were being sculpted in the dark because your purpose is too grand for the surface level of this world. You are being tempered in the furnace because you are the gold. You are being refined in the isolation because you are the outlier. You are part of the 20% who carry the frequency of the future. Your nervous system was being rewired to handle the depth of information that is now flowing into your consciousness. Your pineal gland was being activated through the very pressure you thought would destroy you. Look at the path behind you, through the lens of this peace you feel. You were not lost. You were being positioned. You were not wandering. You were being prepared. You were not failing. You were being initiated. The heavens saw every tear. The Father recorded every sigh. And He is saying to you right now that the wait was necessary for the wait. The training was required for the throne. You are now stepping into the clarity, the purpose, and the abundance that were written for you before the foundations of the world were laid. This is your birthright. This is your assignment. This is your destiny. If you feel this confirmation in your bones, if the heat in your chest has become a steady flame, then you know this message is for you. Do not let this moment of alignment pass into the mundane. Take this revelation and carry it like a torch into your world. There are others who are still in the dark, others who are still crying in the silence, others who are waiting for their own activation. Share this video right now with one person who you know is a chosen one. Do not question the impulse. Just send it. Your act of sharing is not a digital transaction. It is an act of spiritual distribution. It is you becoming the messenger for another soul who is begging for a sign. When you share this light, your own light becomes 10 times brighter. This is the law of the kingdom. This is the momentum of your new season. You have been activated. You have been confirmed. Your old life is a memory, and your new life is the only reality that matters. Go forth in the power of this peace. The silence has ended, and your story has truly begun. Before you go anywhere chosen, one pause right now. This moment is the threshold of your new existence, and your response in this physical world is the seal of your spiritual promotion. Do not just watch this message. Claim it. I want you to stop and type these words in the comments below. I am ready for what God is revealing. When you type that sentence, you are not just leaving a comment. You are making a decree in the atmosphere of your life. You are signing the contract of your destiny with your own hands. This is your declaration that the silence is over and you are standing in the light, like this video right now, as a spiritual act of distribution. Your like is the signal to the universe that this message must reach the other chosen ones who are still crying in the dark. It is your way of helping a brother or a sister find their way to the light, just as you did. Subscribe to this channel immediately, because the heavens have not finished speaking to you. This is a continuous revelation, and your subscription is your commitment to stay in alignment with the voice of the Father. You are at the center of a divine appointment. As a final act of alignment, I invite you to sow a small seed of love into this ministry. There is a link in the description to support this work by buying me a coffee. This is not a transaction. This is you strengthening the vessel that carries the water of life to your soul. Your support ensures that this light continues to shine for others who are still lost in the dark night of the soul. By giving, you are helping to maintain the fire of Christ in a world that is desperate for the truth. Thank you, beloved, for your presence and your obedience. You have crossed the threshold, and there is no going back to the person you used to be. The weight of glory is upon you. Go forth in peace and watch for the signs I have told you about. This is only the beginning.